that say maybe you shouldn't do that with one of the better players in the game. What were you thinking?
I don't care. He's old. You know what I mean? I was waiting for that. I was expecting him to do that game 4, game 5. He wanted to say something when I got my 4th foul. He should have been saying that earlier on. But, you know, I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40.
With 4 turnovers. But Dillon Brooks was saying, okay, I'm going to poke the bear. I'm going to poke the bear. You've played against LeBron, what, in 3 different playoff series? Kendrick, what do you make of this?
Well, first of all, I love it, right? But he didn't poke the bear, okay? He didn't poke the bear. He didn't poke the bear at all. There's a picture right here. He poured honey on him. That's what Dillon Brooks did. He poured honey. He poured honey on himself because that bear's coming. That bear's LeBron James. LeBron James is from the mud. LeBron James got pride. And he better believe he didn't poke the bear. He poured honey on himself. The bear's coming. Saturday, LeBron James is on his way.
James, he gets him. James drives. James is fouled and one. LeBron!
Why on earth would you do that? Out of all the Bears in the wild, nobody in their right mind would poke LeBron.
We were able to, create something like this and, keep building this dynasty.
And no. He didn't stop there. Brooks even went further this season by saying,
I just hold a lot of real estate over there in San Francisco.
Obviously, this was another attempt to get him noticed, and actually, kudos to him because Brooks really did get their attention with his chirping and antics. And since he was asking for it, well, Klay Thompson did the honors by giving it back to him.
Klay, they've said that you guys are old, that the road to the championship goes through Boston, not necessarily Golden State. I think you showed Dillon Brooks what you think about all that, but what message did you want to send tonight?
Man, they was talking about dynasty and all that. You can't talk dynasty when you haven't won before.
Now, aside from Klay, Brooks also fired some shots at Draymond Green, saying that he doesn't like him and he hates his guts. And, as expected, Draymond was having none of that, and he came back by firing some live rounds on his own.
This idiot said, I don't know what Draymond does out there. He said, I don't like Draymond at all. You don't know me. I just don't like Golden State. I quite frankly wouldn't like a team that beats me all the time either. I don't like anything to do with them. Quite frankly, you were a little kid in high school watching us win championships. Should be happy that you even witnessed that, or maybe college, but you get the point. You're a fan. Draymond talks a lot. You talk a lot now, so if you have 4 rings, sure you talk a lot more. For All-Stars, you probably talk a bit more. Defensive Player of the Year, you for damn sure would talk more. 2 Olympic gold medals. So, next time you speak up on me, you should do some fact checking. Next time you speak up on me, you should do some soul searching. Next time you speak up on me, I hope you're in a better situation than you in now, where the guys you play with actually enjoy playing with you because they actually think you're contributing to winning. Because it ain't happening right now, champ. You're not a champ. You a clown.
Man, Draymond was pure savage there in the end. When he said that, he ain't a champ but a clown. Now, I know that we're all aware that Draymond and Dillon Brooks are kinda cut from the same cloth. I mean, both of them are fiery and physical competitors who love to run their mouths for whatever reason, and I totally respect that. However, here's the big difference between these two. Draymond can back up his talk with his individual accolades and rings, while Brooks simply can't, because he's got nothing to show for. He's just been making a fool out of himself by making these empty noises all year long. And though I completely understand that he's making a tough guy image of himself following the likes of Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, or Ron Artest, I'm having a tough time putting him in that same company because he hasn't proven anything yet, unlike those accomplished guys. Anyways, let's go back to this recent one-sided beef. And here's Nick Wright talking about the implications of what he just did.
And Dillon Brooks. And I like it. I think this is good sports trash talk. I think it's absurd. I think that the sixth best player on the Grizzlies talking that way about, at worst, the second greatest player in the history of the league is on its face an absurdity, but it's good for the series. I don't think it's good for the Grizzlies, but it's good for the series. I have no problem with it. I think it's ridiculous, but I have no problem with it.
I'm with you.
Now, after saying that LeBron was literally a grandpa wearing sneakers, the Grizzlies came out flat in Game 3 by scoring just 9 points in the first quarter, and that spelled their demise as the Lakers won that ball game. In response to Brooks' chirping, the quote-unquote old man had 25 points on 50% shooting, along with 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, and 1 steal in 36 minutes of play. And when Brooks said that, he claimed that he wouldn't respect LeBron until he dropped 40 on him. Well, LeBron responded to that as well by having 40 in his own way in Game 4, when he tallied 22 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists, including the game-tying basket in the final seconds of the fourth and the clutch and one basket in overtime. See, I know that he was just trying to get into LeBron's head by saying that stuff. However, it all backfired on him, and thanks to his loud mouth, the Lakers put the Grizzlies' entire season in jeopardy. Anyways, Brooks was also pretending that he's about that life. You know, acting like he's the best player on both ends for the Grizzlies, and all that nonsense crap. But statistics show that he's actually the opposite of what he's been saying, and to finally shut him up, let's expose this dude once and for all. I mean, here's some of his stats in the playoffs, and as you can see, his numbers say it all. See, not only is he last when it comes to points scored in this postseason, he's also shooting quite poorly with only 32.5%, and even though he said that he takes pride in playing defense, you can see that his stats say otherwise, cause he's second to last in terms of steals and dead last when it comes to blocks and rebounds. Also, he's last in win shares, which means that he's not really contributing much when it comes to winning. So yeah, he actually kinda sucks. He's not at the same level that he was when he was on Cleveland winning championships. Miami. I wish I got to see that. It would have been a harder task, but I'm playing with what I've got. Anyways, aside from saying that LeBron's old, he also said that he was expecting that the Miami Heat version of LeBron would show up, because he would have had a hard time guarding him, instead of the current LeBron, who's older and much weaker. I just let him know that you can't take me one-on-one. You haven't. You go look at the film. He doesn't really take me one-on-one until that moment. Then, when he got subbed out, he was tired. So I did my job. And not only that, he would also go on to literally say that LeBron can't take him one-on-one straight up. Well, again, this was another botched attempt to poke the king, because here's some data that tells a different tale. Look in this graphic right here. It says that LeBron did most of his damage in the first 2 games of the series, with Brooks as his primary defender. And what's even crazier than this is that LeBron is shooting above 60% when Brooks is on him. With a history of failed trash talking, Dillon Brooks has got to stop whatever he's doing right now, because the Grizzlies are paying the price for it. I mean, don't get me wrong here, guys. I really like what he does on the entertainment side. You know, bringing all the heat that he could handle while acting as the most hated villain in the NBA today. But at some point, he's got to back up his shtick by playing like an all-star, or a decent player at best, to at least save some credibility on his bad guy image. And as of now, he's not doing a good job with his evil role, because his trash talk game is actually doing more harm than good for the Memphis Grizzlies. Hope you all enjoyed, and as always, until next time.